Welcome to Healthy Cooking with Chef Jeff today. My guest is Lieutenant Chris Taylor. We'll be talking about safety on the grill outside as the summer season begins and people's Memorial Day is behind us. We begin to get into grilling season. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Lieutenant Chris tell me about this grill we got right here with all those nice charcoals in it.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me on the show. I know you've been doing a tremendous job, and you've been doing great things and showing a lot of great meals and things that you've been cooking over the course of your show. And I'm privileged to be here to talk about some very important information when it comes to grilling safety. Now, first of all, what we have here, we're using a charcoal grill today, and of course, gas grills are also used, but charcoal grill seems to be the favorite for a lot of people for various reasons. One thing that we want to make sure about using a charcoal grill is that when you're using charcoal, we want to put charcoal briskets in there properly. And there's two ways we can do that. You can just take them and spread them in like what we see here.
Spread out.
Or you can use what we call a chimney. And I haven't personally used one, but I think you have. So if you want to kind of mention about the chimney, how it works when you're using charcoal.
Okay, folks, a chimney is a round thing you put charcoals in the top of. It has a handle on it, and you can light it with natural paper or wood, whatever, those products there. And you take your charcoal and you stuff it down into the chimney, and you light your flame up under it. And as the flame comes up, it's a lot safer, but you always want to carry a mitten when you're carrying that stuff, because you don't want to get no burn. And once it gets good and hot, it only takes a few minutes. Pour it out, spread it out nice like I have here. You want to have a flat surface and a border on your charcoal so you can get an even cooking surface.
Okay.
All
right. Now, before we actually get into the charcoal part, some key essential things that we need to have when we're using the grill. We always want to make sure that we think about safety first. We want to make sure we got a fire extinguisher on hand, which what we have right here. Make sure it's fully charged and it is ready to be operated in case a fire emergency occurs. Or also have a bowl full of water, so that if your flame gets out of control, we want to go back and douse it and knock that flame down. So we always want to make sure we have all the essential things that we need in place before we actually start using our grill. The distance is also important. You always want to make sure that your grill is at least 3 foot away from anything that can burn. And you don't want to have children or pets around your grill, because that could be a disaster if you do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kids and pets are a challenge.
All right. So we got everything in place. I think we're ready to go ahead and start lighting these charcoals. Now, what do we have to light our charcoals with today?
Oh, okay. We have a little lighter fluid today.
Okay.
We have Kingford. That's a name brand, but you can use any brand you like. We like to spread it out like so, and I want you to step back just a little bit. I don't want no fumes to get on you.
All right.
And I like to go from one side to the other and get it evenly spread.
Okay.
And like so. You put that down under that table. I always like to use one of these lighters also. By us being out here on the lake, and we get a little breeze, so you want to look at that breeze too, because as you notice, I'm letting it set for a minute, so all those fumes won't be flaming around us. So we're gonna let that set and soak in.
Okay.
Kingford is a good charcoal in the lighter fluid. It doesn't flame up on you like most charcoals do.
Okay.
It'll light up slowly and drags around the flame. And that's one of the safety. That's one of the things I like about Kingford's product.
Okay.
And just about any other product. On that menu today, let's talk about that.
Okay, what's on the menu today?
We're gonna have some steak, pork, sausage, pineapples, apples, and peppers.
And I know it's gonna taste good because we got Chef Jeff behind the grill today.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good. I hope so. But I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't realize they may pick up the wrong fire extinguisher.
Okay.
What other fire extinguishers are there out there so they know not to pick up?
Okay. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, because what's important about fire extinguishers? Fire extinguishers are used for certain types of fires. You have what we call our water extinguisher, which can be used on a Class A type fire, such as your wood, paper, and plastic products. Commonly, the most common type fires we may be faced with. But there's also fire extinguishers out there for flammable liquids, electrical fires, etc. And one of the most common that you can possibly use is what we have here is an ABC type fire extinguisher, which will you'll be able to use that fire extinguisher for your Class A type fires, your Class B type fires, and your Class C type fires. So any type of fire that we can have right out here where we are today, this ABC fire extinguisher can do the job.
So a lot of people should look for that ABC on their fire extinguisher so they'll know they're getting the right one.
Exactly, especially in the home, because in the home, the ABC type fire extinguisher will be the most common one because, like I said before, those are the most common type of fires that you may have in your residence.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. You know what? I'm going to take a commercial break and we're going to get this flame lit up here.
Oh, yeah, because I can't wait.
I imagine you can't. You're ready to eat. All right, we'll be right back with Healthy Cooking with Chef Jeff today and our guest, Lieutenant Chris Taylor. Welcome back to Healthy Cooking with Chef Jeff today. Again, my guest is Lieutenant Chris Taylor from the LaGrange Fire Department. And we're still talking about grills and all that kind of stuff. There are different grills out there, charcoal grill and a gas grill. Right now we're going to talk about the gas grill and safety on that. Okay, tell me about the gas grills and the safety on the gas grill.
Well, of course, on the gas grill, it's going to be a little bit different than a charcoal grill. With the gas grill, a couple things that you got to make sure that you check to make sure the grill is working properly before you ever use it. For one, you want to check the connections on your grill to make sure that the connection from the grill is properly connected to your propane tank. Once you connect the grill properly, you always want to make sure you check for leaks.
Okay.
Because one thing we don't want to have happen is somebody fire the grill up and then an explosion takes place.
Yeah.
So we want to check for leaks, and how we do that is you take a small bottle of water with soap in it, and then you take it and you spray it
on there?
Yeah, you just squirt it onto your connection, and if you see bubbles form on that connection, that lets you know that you got a leak in your connection on your grill.
Same way you do with a tire.
Exactly, same thing you do with a tire. Once you notice that, then you want to either tighten your connection a little tighter and check it again, or if you check it again and you still have bubbles, then you may have a bad connection and you may have to replace your grill, or you may have to replace your line itself. So those are some things that you need to take in precaution when you're talking about using a gas grill.
Those are great. What about the sanitation of a grill?
Sanitation is very, very important. Whether it's a gas grill or charcoal grill, you always want to make sure that you clean your grill periodically so that you don't have grease buildup and charcoal buildup or juices and things of that nature that you might find typically on your grill after you're cooking, because when that builds up, that can cause a fire hazard also. So we don't want to have all those things building up on your grill. You want to make sure that your grill itself is clean, the bottom and the trays are clean, so that you can have a safe cooking experience when you're using, whether you're using a charcoal grill or a gas grill.
Okay, I have another question for you.
Yes.
This is something I always thought about. You know Eddie Murphy comedy, right?
Right.
He does a comedy sketch about building a fire. But what are one of the things that you shouldn't do when your coals are lit?
Now,
and you're trying to get it to burn a little bit more.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's two things you don't want to do. First of all, you do not want to throw gasoline on your charcoal grill. All right, that is a no-no. All right, if your charcoals are slow to burn, use other things to kind of help it to grow. But one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to take your lighter fluid.
You don't want to add this.
Once you have a flame, you don't want to add that lighter fluid to it, because what you can do is you can actually make that fire bigger, and you could possibly injure yourself, and we don't want anyone to get burned.
Right.
So the proper thing to do is to make sure that you put enough on it when you first start on your charcoal grill, and use a lighter, one of those extended lighters, which has become more and more popular now.
Like this?
Exactly, like one of these, and then just light your charcoals and then let it slowly burn and develop itself into a great hot gray looking charcoal like what
Like
we
I
have
have
here, because we know, and you know as a professional chef, that once those charcoals are gray, they're ready to cook.
They are. Certain things you can't put on a grill though. Fatty foods. If you put fatty foods on the grill, that's a fire hazard.
Yes.
You can get skin burns and all those kind of things too, right?
Right, exactly. I always want to be sure that if you're using foods that has fat on it, you want to cut the fat off of it.
Exactly. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put a few things on the grill.
Okay.
Because I know I'm getting kind of hungry and I'm ready to eat.
All right.
We talked enough about safety and
Yeah.
stuff. Now let's talk about a little bit of food. But one thing I want to do is clean my grill just a little bit here because I still have a few things on it.
Okay.
And I do not want to reach to the center of the grill when it comes to cleaning it. You want to keep your hand on the outer edges and go.
Okay.
Like that, like this. That way my hand isn't exposed to that grill.
Right.
And excuse me, let me come to this side
All
here
right.
and clean it over here also, like so. So that way, again, my hand is on the outer side of that grill and I'm not, in harm's way.
Right.
Or if you have a long handle grill brush to clean it with, you want to stroke the same way the grill grades are going.
Okay.
Not that way, because you're spraying heat and it'll make your grill turn over.
Okay. All right.
So those are safety tips that I have, that I've learned.
And one other thing, and I noticed that you have your sleeves rolled up.
Exactly.
Another very important thing about being around a grill is you don't want to have loose sleeves around the grill, because if you rub across that grill and your sleeves or something rub across it, you could have a fire hazard. You could catch your clothes on fire, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So I'm glad to see that you got exactly, and it's good to see that you got your sleeves rolled up. Now, one thing I want to add real quick before we start putting some food on the grill is that, did you know that grilling alone is the #1 way that people are cooking today?
Yes, I did.
I did not know that,
Yes.
but the National Fire Protection Association said that most people in our era does more of their cooking on a grill than they do in their typical kitchen.
Well, the reason why, because it's more healthier for you.
Okay.
And your fats are not caught into the pan, they're caught into the grill.
Right.
And you get all your flavors, natural flavors locked into your food from that grill. And so that's what people are more health conscious on. Vegetables, fruits, certain meats, certain fish.
Right.
That we can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my gloves on and we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start out with these sausages here and then we're gonna work our way around.
Okay. Now, what type of sausage do you have there?
This is a pork sausage here. It's a blended and it's hot and spicy.
Okay.
For those people who like hot and spicy sausages, of course I do, and I like spicy mustard.
Okay.
Mustard is a good alternative here for a hot dog. I'm gonna sharpen my knife just a little bit.
All right.
Open these bad boys up. And let's get them on the grill here. And I'm gonna leave them whole. Instead of me putting them on the front end, I'm putting them on the back end where there's less heat and they can cook slowly.
Okay.
I'll move that out the way. Now the next thing I'm gonna put on this grill is I have some nice pork chops.
Okay. Now, what do you have there that you're using?
And I'm using a balsamic vinegar.
I love balsamic vinegar.
And I'm gonna slowly dash them. Let me bring that around here so we can see that. Get this out, these guys out the way. This is just a little enough seasoning to give it a little salt, and on the grill it's gonna give it a dark tint to it.
Okay.
Like I said, that vinegar also, you can let it set overnight, and it'll break down the product. Again, I'm putting it on the back end here, so it'll cook slow. A pork chop doesn't take that long if it cooks slow, and lock in all the flavors and all the tenderness to it.
Okay.
All right.
Man, that's smelling good already.
Yeah. And you want to look for the marbling in the pork, just like you would a beef. That fat begin to swindle out of that pork now. Let me Turn these bad boys over.
Now, one of the things that we talked about earlier about having a water is being able to use it whenever you have flames that come up to kind of, you know, beat back the flames, because you never want to actually cook your food with an open flame.
Exactly, exactly. It does a lot of things. It dries out your meat and it burns your product. The next thing I want to get on this grill, move this out the way.
Okay.
I'm going to take the sweet potato.
Ah, nothing like sweet potatoes. And you know what? I found that sweet potatoes are becoming more and more popular now. People are eating sweet potatoes. I heard sweet potato fries and everything. So people are using
salad, dressings.
People are really using sweet potatoes in a lot of ways. I'm always used to eating sweet potato, just baking it in the oven and taking it out and eating it out of the, you know, out of the hull.
Right. A lot of people's doing it on the grill now, because that's their starch. And I'm gonna let it, like I said, let it cook on the slow end.
Okay.
Just like I'm doing with the pork here. I moved it to the outer edges instead of right there in the center, so it won't be so hot.
Okay.
All right, that takes care of that. I'm gonna save that for last. I'm gonna pull out something that you're not used to seeing.
Okay.
A big piece of meat.
All right.
And it's called a flank steak.
All right.
Flank steak is a tender piece of meat. It cooks fast. Okay. And for our viewers out there, the meat is like a London broil. It's flat. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out.
And I bet that piece of meat doesn't have a lot of fat on it either, does it?
Well, it doesn't.
Okay.
This is a flank steak.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful piece of meat there.
Yeah, and it got good marbling in it right there and in here. You want to look for stuff like this. That's kind of chewy. And once it cooks, it draws up and be real chewy like.
Okay.
So instead of seasoning this like this, I'm going to season it on the grill.
Okay.
All right. Let me get a little oil here, because this is red meat, and red meat need a little oil.
Man, it's nothing like the smell of a good charcoal grill.
Right. I just hope my sausage don't burn too much. And you can tell that fat content began to come out of it. It began to roast my potatoes here a little bit.
Oh, wow. Now, one thing I want to ask, and you know, when you talk about grilling, you know, I've seen people season before they actually put their meat on a grill, and sometimes people season their food when it's on the grill. Which one is best, or does it really matter?
Well, me personally, I like to season mine before I put it on the grill, because it's kind of difficult to season your product once it's on the grill.
Okay.
And all those heats bring out certain flavors of food, certain herbs and stuff, like rosemary.
Right.
When heat hit it, the flavor is intense.
Okay.
Pepper the same way, the flavor intense. Salt break down the product. Oil helps provide it, marinate it, keep it moist, kind of coats it.
All right.
And stuff.
Now, I have seen times where chefs have used products like Coke products and things of that nature for seasoning. Now, how good is the Coke products when it comes to seasoning, and and why do they use Coke?
Well, Coca-Cola is acidity. It has acid in it.
Okay.
Just like a lemon or an orange or something like that, but a lot stronger. It breaks down the product. Okay. And that's why. You know, like you hear people do that with beer on a chicken. Beer chicken, they call it. I'm gonna take these bad boys off and come back to them. Those are nice. I hope you can get a good shot of that with the camera.
Man, those are just beautiful.
Yeah.
And they probably taste as good as they look too.
Yeah. And you may notice I put them on a blue plate. This is actually a camping plate.
Okay.
For going out and do camping type stuff. This plate is stainless steel.
Okay.
So that product I purchased about a year ago. All right. As you can see, my pork begin to come around. Won't be long to be eating time. Set that there. Let me change out these pans here.
Now, some of the cooking essentials that you have here, I see that you have another cooking device here that you're using.
Right.
What type of device is that?
This is an outdoor grill. I mean, a saucepan.
Okay.
This is saucepan. This is an outdoor grill.
Okay.
It's like a lantern.
Okay.
You know, it have butane in it, and it also works off safety too. You know, if it cuts off, it has a safety device here where it'll shut off automatically. So that kind of stuff happens.
Okay. So all the basic essentials you need for a camping experience, such as like out here at the lake.
Right. It had. I have a lot of that type stuff here with me, for the simple fact that when you're going out, you want to have a different experience. But if you don't have these things, this here, you can easily put your pan on that grill.
Okay.
And it'll work out also. And I'm melting some butter for a simple fact that I'm getting ready to cut up an onion.
Okay.
And put it in that pan. Let it get good and hot. And this pepper, I'm gonna cut this pepper in half.
Okay.
Put it inside out, inside cavity out. Most people like to cut up their pepper and all that kind of stuff. You ever had a roasted pepper off the grill?
I have. I surely have. Yes, I have.
And you like that flavor, right?
Yes. A great flavor.
Yeah. That same marinade on this.
Oh, wow.
Now, you're gonna see that balsamic slowly come to a boil, and it's gonna seek into that pepper right along with that roasted flavor of the flame. And you're gonna see that all those flavors there are gonna come together.
Okay.
It's not gonna take long.
Okay.
Let me turn my flank steak over here. You know that bad boy?
Oh man, that looks great. That's a great piece of meat there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to invest in me in a flank steak.
Yeah. Well, if you go to your local Publix or Kroger, either one of those guys there, they'll take care of it and stuff. They'll take care of your order.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna come back in a few minutes and talk some more about these products here and the safetiness of a grill. All right. Welcome back to Healthy Cooking with Chef Jeff today. As you can see now, on the grill, I have with the miracle of a TV, of course. You know, you can make those shortcuts. I have pineapple on there, I have sliced. I have some bell pepper on there. I kind of marinated a little bit with the balsamic also to pick up that smoky flavor from the grill. And I also have an apple on the grill as well that I have with a cinnamon butter slowly cooking on the grill. And as you can see, my sweet potatoes are on there. And I have taken my pork and my sausages off the grill and replaced them. Over here, I have just a few sauteed onions on the grill. And this big old piece of meat here that looks delicious. Flank steak. Look at the golden tint to it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I can smell those baked potatoes.
Yeah, good. Turn over my pineapple here. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more seasoning to it. I want to catch that butter, that flavor of the butter. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of cinnamon and brown sugar put on it, like pineapple really needs some sweetness to it.
Oh yeah, because pineapple is sweet all by itself.
Yeah, that's just to catch a little flavor there.
All right.
Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice this bad boy so our viewers out there can see. I'm cutting this on a bias. Reason why, so it'll be nice and tender. You see the juices coming out of that?
Oh yes.
I'm gonna let you be the first.
Ooh, boy, it's good and hot.
That's the way to eat it. All right.
Amazing.
Amazing.
This is great.
All right. Well, we're about out of time for the show. It's been a beautiful day. As you can see the backdrop. I'm not on the inside, I'm on the outside, enjoying life. And thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you, and I definitely appreciate it. And you know, like we were saying earlier, when it comes to grilling, safety is our #1 priority. And once you have those in place, then your grilling experience can be awesome.
Good, good. Our viewers out there are gonna be very happy with you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
All right.